From the classic arcade game to the high-octane thrills of the Force Unleashed. Gamers have spent many hours in a galaxy far, far away. Now, Electronic Arts, LucasArts, and BioWare are preparing to immerse us in our favorite sci-fi fantasy universe like never before. With Star Wars: The Old Republic. Size matters not? We'll see about that. Because we're going to serve up a Death Star's worth of super exclusive footage live on our stage. Get ready, because you won't see this anywhere else.
Kicking off 4 freaking hours of live coverage here.
It's crazy. Now, without a doubt, this is the biggest video game event of the year. Everybody is here. Legendary game designers, the press.
Morgan Webb is here, everyone.
Morgan Webb is here. Absolutely.
But most importantly, guys, right now, an extended world premiere. Everybody's been talking about it. A hands-on demo of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Escorted to the stage by the 501st Stormtrooper Legion. These guys flew in all the way from a galaxy far, far away. Directly from a galaxy far, far away. Dallas Dickinson, ladies and gentlemen, Director of Production at BioWare. Dallas, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
Really appreciate it.
We are very excited about this game. I don't think that needs to be said. But for those people out there who haven't seen it before, don't know what universe, what time period it takes place in, maybe give people a little primer.
So, Star Wars: The Old Republic is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It's set about 3,000 years before the movies and about 300 years after the events of the original Knights of the Old Republic. So it's sort of a galactic Cold War that's going on right now with the Sith Empire and the Republic eyeing each other very warily.
Okay, now Dallas, let's talk a little bit about that particular time period. Obviously, we're very familiar with the time period in the movies. We're also very familiar with the time period set in the Old Republic game. Yeah. But you've got, thousands of years of stuff you could draw from here. Why pick this particular time period?
Well, it's exactly that we're separated from the movies, which everybody knows, everybody loves, but we can allude to them. We're separated from the Knights of the Old Republic era, but we can wrap some things up and allude to those events. But we have a tremendous amount of flexibility in what we can do with the stories, with the characters. We can take them in whatever direction they need to go without having the trouble of stepping on the toes of existing canon.
Right. And so what characters are we going to be able to play, and what can we do with them?
So we have...
it's a very broad question.
What characters and what can we do? Tell us.
Well, I'm not sure what you can do with them personally, but the 8 classes that we've announced thus far, on the Sith side, we have a Sith Warrior, a Sith Inquisitor, we have an Imperial Agent, and we have a Bounty Hunter. And then if you choose to play on the Republic side, you can play as a Jedi Knight, a Jedi Consular, a Smuggler, or as a Republic Trooper.
Okay.
And we are going to get, we'll get a little bit more into the characters in a little bit, but we should talk about how you get around this universe and how you can travel in a galaxy.
Sure. I'm glad you asked me that question.
Well,
it's as if we had it in a card or a teleprompter.
I can't believe that you would do such a thing, but yes. One of the things we're announcing here at E3 this year is that every player in the game gets their own personal starship.
Wow.
I feel a little bit like Oprah. You get a starship, and you get a starship.
Everybody look under their seats.
Exactly.
You have a starship under your seat right now. You're going to have to pay taxes on it, though. Sorry.
Right, so
whatever.
if you played BioWare games in the past, if you played most recently Mass Effect, but if you played the original Knights of the Old Republic and you remember the Ebon Hawk, That's how the starship is going to work in our game. It's your base of operations.
Okay, I think this speaks a lot to what you guys said about trying to make it as big a game as possible. You're not just confined to one world. You want people to travel, but you also want that travel to be an integral part of the gameplay experience as well.
Exactly. We want you to be using that as the place where you go back after adventuring, after taking on a planet, and also the place where you interact with your companions. Again, if you played the BioWare games, you know that there's a lot of important interaction that happens between you and your companion characters, and some of that takes place on your ship.
Right. And then I can have my friends over to my ship.
You can invite them over for a party. Yes, You can show off your ship, because we all know that all 9 games, but specifically massively multiplayer games, you really like to show off for your friends. You show your bling, you show the cool gear you've got, and you show your starship.
Yeah, typically my friends don't want to see the bling I get in MMOs, but that's maybe just the people that I roll
Your
with.
MMO friends do.
Exactly.
How do I shape my character in the game?
So we always make sure that there are a lot of choices that you can make in a BioWare game, and so you get to shape your character not just in the story, the decisions you make when you're talking with all of these NPCs in the game, but also the way you customize your combat. You get to choose abilities along the path. You get to choose an advanced class. So if you really like to play in a very specific role in an MMO, you can make sure that you fulfill that role within a combat party.
So you're saying an advanced class would be something like if I like to tank a little bit more, if I like to do a little bit more DPS, I can focus my energies in that area.
Exactly. I think the one that we've talked a lot about thus far is the Sith Warrior. The Sith Warrior can go one direction that is very much a tank. Right. He is the damage absorber. He is the focus of your battles. And the other direction you can go is much more DPS. He is doing as much output as possible, but he's not quite as heavily geared.
Right. Now, you spoke a little bit at the beginning about those 8 characters, and the fact that you've kind of divided it down the middle as far as like kind of light side and dark side. Now, when we're maybe kind of like gearing up a tank, are we going to see different powers for a dark side tank than we are a light side tank? How's that going to work?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, per class, all of the ability paths are 100% unique.
Okay.
So when you're playing a more tankish side character, the Sith Marauder, which is the subclass of the warrior, that one has very, very different powers from what you might see in a Jedi Knight, which would be a melee tank on the Republic side.
Okay. And you should answer it right now. Should we play as the dark side or the light side? Just throw it out there right now, dude.
Personally, I'm playing dark side.
There he is.
Because I don't know. Honestly, I like the stories better.
Dark,
you get to make some really difficult decisions, some very Sith-like decisions you can choose, and it's pretty cool.
All right, Dallas, stay right there. We need to see more of this game. Absolutely, I think everyone else would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm actually not letting it go anywhere at all. After the break, we're going to continue our extended world premiere hands-on look at Star Wars: The Old Republic.
You're going to learn everything you need to know about PvP and see a live demonstration of combat.
Yes, see the Force in action in just a